Not too many good games would have a pretty good franchise, and one's already been beaten into death a long time ago. I played this game before, and yeah, I didn't like it. Those of you who people are looking at my YouTube channel right now, oh, and who that's supposed to be? That's Duke Nukem. I'm watching this in speedness, and ignore the timer back there. This is the best I got. First time I played it, it has horrible controls. Oh, even though a game that came out in the early 90s does have tank controls. This one has the worst tank controls I ever used. So this game is, I'm not kidding, pretty bad. At least a few of the Nukem games were pretty good. Or kind of like, the first ones were kind of like that game of Doom and Doom 64. Or you're basically playing a hero who's trying to survive the apocalypse of monsters, aliens, and to explore in place with giant deadly machine guns. That's trying to kill our hero, Duke Nukem. Back in the early 90s, he had pretty good games, like his first one. Getting awesome weapons, and bazookas, grenades, sometimes laser guns, missiles, picking up items, and most likely dying a lot. The slight problem with this game, you had to beat the stage to save game. And that kind of sucks. And not to mention swearing. Stan Burnt wasn't kidding about how bad this game is because of horrible controls and the weird design music. For the first stage, not much to say about it, but it's kind of dull. Oh, the music just loops over and over again, and it's kind of scary. Hey, for me. You only go to, like, say, 7 different worlds. Restaurant world, Ancient Greece world, and the final boss stage. Not to mention, Duke Nukem breaks the fourth wall most of the time, kind of like Deadpool. Oh, which I would find awkward and hilarious from his first game. But does it prepare for me on how much this game sucks? Not to mention the backgrounds, look exactly the same. Even so are the enemies. Dull and lifeless. All they do is shoot, shoot, shoot. I did not even get halfway through the game because as I died so many times and I got randomly a game over. There's like a hot strip club. I'm not kidding, there's actually, in the first stage, there's actually one. If you shoot the ladies, lots of enemy pigs will randomly destroy you. sure it gets a pretty cool jetpack, but it doesn't save the game how much it truly isn't that good. Did I forget to mention how much this game really, really sucks? I don't got much else to say. You just kill enemies using reach your very end of the level. And it's like the Angry Video Game Nerd says. It's one of those where the bleep do I go kind of games. If you do pretty much like everybody does on YouTube nowadays, just see a walkthrough, to know where you're supposed to go, press random buttons, and see what happens. Swimming underwater was always a problem for me since I played Nightmare Creatures 2, which I'll get to another time. And I'll talk about both of them. If you're playing the game on hard mode, you can only have like 4 lives. And have a little bit of health you got. You'll be randomly destroyed multiple times. If you're playing this on hard mode, just quit. Yeah, I kind of quit playing this game already. Sure got interesting bosses, but doesn't help on how much this game is kind of like almost the same controls as Bubsy 3D. And that game sucked, and I reviewed it before. I don't know too many people talked about this game, but and there's always a first time on not much else to say about it, that these enemies are basically the same, just pigs and lizards. And reuse the same music again. And because the programmers got lazy. I could have talked about the very first time Duke Nukem used to be famous until, years later, we had to wait like another 10 years until we get another good Duke Nukem game. And all we got is Duke Nukem Forever for 2011. And I played it before, and I only got halfway through it. And it got not that much time or effort into it. It gets kind of dull and boring. Kind of like this game is. And I know what you're thinking. How's this game is boring where you're just shooting enemies and teleport to different places. First of all, if they want to make this game excitingly good, they can at least make controls respawn. There's already been pretty good controls games like Super Mario 64. And you can actually control pretty well. Jumping and kicking, it's pretty fun. This game, for example, is not fun. You just have to get used to controls in this game. Also, spoilers kind of show you what the ending looks like. Once after you get through all this madness and defeat the final boss, and This is all you get. Duke Nukem gets the smoke and drives away. I am so glad I did not play the rest of it. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. That's it? That's how the game ends? He doesn't get hot ladies and do awesome cool stuff? He just drives away. That's it. That's the whole game. That's very disappointing. This is already my 801st video, and I have to talk about pretty much the worst game to exist. So do yourself a favor, don't play this game. I only played a little bit of it, and I just quit. Yeah, call me quitter if you want to, but once I start playing it for like less than 10 or 20 minutes, and you'll pretty much want to play something good for a change. I died so many times that I'd rather be playing in good platforming games like Donkey Kong or Yooka-Laylee. Those games are pretty fun. Or at least play Contra Adventure for PlayStation 1, which I also played a little bit of it. It's okay. For an old PlayStation 1 game. So, Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Oh, it's one of my least favorite games out there. A bit of dull music, all enemies, everything. I'm guessing they always look almost exactly the same. Well, time and effort. You know, all this came out 20 years ago. I would not recommend playing this game at all. So I give Duke Nukem Time to Kill, albeit a not so good game, a 2 out of 10. This has been in review Duke Nukem Time to Kill. Such a huge disappointment of a bit of the franchise games, and yet they remake Duke Nukem Forever again, and for the Xbox One and PS4. And oh boy, I am so not looking forward to talking about Duke Nukem Forever just yet. I'll get to the other good Duke Nukem games another time. So, catch it in. Goodbye. Have a great time, folks.